As spring comes, you might decide to start collecting things. Bugs, sticks, rocks. Sometimes I collect shells at the beach. And so I thought we'd read about our friend Hector the Collector, written by Emily Beanie and illustrated by Stephanie Grajan. I bet you have an idea already what Hector liked to collect. It all began with an acorn. It was smooth and brown with a rough, knobby cap, and Hector found it in a crack in the sidewalk on the way to school. At recess, he found two more. One was skinny and green. The other was short and chubby like an old man with his hat pulled over his eyes. On the way home, he picked up some more. Two were as green as apples. Two were brown and grainy like wood. And one was gold and smooth like polished stone. Some were round and some were long. Some were stubby. They all had rough, knobby caps. They were all different. They were all the same. They were all beautiful. Hector put them in his pockets, and when his pockets were full, he put them in his desk at school. One day after lunch, his teacher checked everyone's desk to see if they were all tidy. Everyone else had pencils and notebooks. Hector's was the only desk full of acorns. Everyone laughed. "Where are your pencils?" asked Alex. "Where are your pens?" asked Evan. What are you doing with all of those acorns?" asked Andre. "Maybe he's a squirrel," shouted Maddie. Hector was so embarrassed. It's too bad. But their teacher said, "Hector isn't a squirrel. He's a collector. I bet he had a good reason for choosing each of these." "Well," Hector said slowly and began to show them one by one. "This one is gold and this one is green." His classmates all moved closer to see. "These ones are short and fat." Everyone giggled. "This one is tall and skinny." Everyone looked. Now they're becoming interested in what he has to show them. Good. Always be curious. Always be willing to learn what others have that they think are important. You never know what you might discover. They're all different and they're all the same and they're all beautiful. Everyone was quiet. "That," said the teacher, "is what makes a great collection. I bet some of you have collections too." I liked how his friends were admiring his collection. Sometimes you might have show and tell and bring your collection. Slowly, Alex raised her hand. She collected pennies in a jar. And Evan collected stuffed animals. I know somebody who likes to do that. Andre collected fortune cookie fortunes. Well, that's a neat idea. And Maddie collected smooth down glass from the beach. It was called sea glass. Those of you that are from Nova Scotia and New Brunswick and PEI and Newfoundland, you will tell me that you have the best sea glass in the whole world, and I believe it. I've seen some. Jesse's father collected baseball cards. And Derek's grandma collected stamps. There were lots of ways to collect things. You could collect old scraps of fabric in a quilt, or photographs in an album, or songs in your head. That's a good idea. Some collections took up a whole building, like at the museum, or a collection of dinosaur bones, or a collection of art, like the Museum of Natural History, where they collected butterflies and bones. Have any of you gone to Drumheller with the Tyrrell Museum? There you'll see lots of dinosaur bones. Or the public library, or the Learning Commons. What do I collect there, everyone? I collect books. That's a lot of books. Wouldn't that be fun if we had a little second story in our Learning Commons? We'd have to go upstairs to get more books. That'd be amazing. Or the Metropolitan Museum. That's a museum of art. It's in New York City, and maybe you'll go there one day. Where they collected paintings and sculptures from all over the world and from all of time. Lots of history there. Those collections belong to everyone. Yeah, when you go to a museum, you can say, these are Canada's collections. That means they're your collections too. But some collections, like Hector's, belong to just one person. Every collection was different. He's collecting cacti. Every collection was the same. How were they the same? Every collection was beautiful. That's how they were the same. And that is the end of our book of Hector's collections. Hector the Collector. I hope that you can get outside and find some wonderful spring things to collect. Maybe the shapes of leaves, or maybe you can collect pictures of how a tree changes from no leaves to buds to lots of leaves. I'd like to hear about your collections when I see you again. Have fun collecting.